What's going on, everybody? Jolt here from the Token Minorities, and today I am bringing you Game 3 of the 3rd and 4th place match between Cheeseboy628 and Lucio Banaga for our March Madness Wi-Fi tournament. So, this is Game 3. We've already had 2 games. They both won. 1 game apiece, of course. And the first game, if you haven't seen, will be linked in the description below. Cheeseboy managed to pull out a pretty narrow victory with a solid Trick Room team. In Game 2, Lucio Banaga pulled out a decisive victory with a Rain team, and that of course will also be linked in the description below. And here for Game 3, it appears we have 2 teams that are really similar in composition, as well, Lucio is running Mega Metagross, and Cheese is running what I would assume to be Mega Latias. I don't think Mega Tyranitar is likely, but we'll see, I guess. And they're both running Excadrill as well, so what's kind of interesting here is both teams could potentially be running double hazard support, or double hazard removal support, you know, with Latias having access to Defog and Excadrill being probably the best Rapid Spinner next to Starmie in the tier. So the team compositions are pretty similar. As for win conditions in this game, on Cheeseboy's side, sand. Sand, sand, sand. Excadrill under sand is very strong against Lucio's team, especially if Cheese manages to get up a Swords Dance, allowing him to put in work against the Ferrothorn as well. So sand is going to be of utmost importance for Cheese, in addition to his Tornadus Therian, which should be able to put in a lot of work against Lucio's team, particularly if Cheese is running Superpower. Really, Superpower or Heat Wave? Yeah. Tornadus T is really good in this matchup for sure. I guess Spadef Talonflame could be pretty good in stopping the Tornadus T, but assuming that's an offensive Talonflame, then Tornadus is going to be huge, as well as Sand on Cheese's side. And then on Lucio's side, I don't see Keldeo being very good, considering it's pretty likely that Cheese has a Mega Latias in this game. I do see Mega Metagross being a pretty huge threat to Cheese's team, as well as potentially a Scarf Excadrill, as a Scarf Excadrill with Mold Breaker can really plow a lot of holes in Cheese's team, especially if Lucio manages to get rocks up early, breaking the Dragonite's multi-scale. So I'd say team preview is actually really even, and I'm glad that the teams are so evenly matched here in Game 3, the rubber match of the 3rd and 4th place game. But let's go ahead and jump into this. Just as in the past 2 games, Cheeseboy is on the near side and Lucio Banaga is on the opposing side. So good luck, guys. Let's see what happens here. Cheese decides to lead with his Tornadus T, which is a good decision in my opinion, as it does have a great matchup against pretty much all of Lucio's team. Here, Lucio leads off with the Excadrill, and because just looking at Lucio's team composition, Excadrill very well could be their Stealth Rock user. I don't know if it will be, but it appears to be a defensive set, as it manages to take the superpower from the Tornadus T. Now I know that I think in general it can live a superpower from full from a lightly invested Tornadus T, Assault Vest Tornadus T that is, and I don't recall if that was a Life Orb or an Assault Vest there. I guess I missed that, but regardless, it manages to live the superpower and is able to get off the Toxic on the Tornadus T, which is pretty good for Lucio, I would say. Also good for Cheese, though, as the Excadrill is very much so weakened at this point. Here he predicts the switch out and just goes for the knockoff, which is a good play, as Ferrothorn now does not have that Rocky Helmet anymore, but it does manage to get the Rocky Helmet damage on Tornadus T. But at least in Cheeseboy's case, if something's going to take Rocky Helmet damage, Tornadus T is probably your best option, as it does have Regenerator, so we can kind of just shrug that off. But here he reveals the Heat Wave, so he is running knockoff Heat Wave and Superpower, which is a little bit rare. Most people run U-Turn and then Hurricane in the last slot, but Cheese reveals the Heat Wave and knocks out the Ferrothorn, so now Cheese is off to a massive lead in this game, and I do see now that it is Life Orb variant, so that Excadrill is definitely a little bit defensive. Here, Lucio goes into his Mega Metagross, presumably just to go for the Bullet Punch, as I don't really think he'd want to take the Hurricane damage, and Tornadus T is already weakened and will die to the Bullet Punch from this range, and Cheese makes a really nice play and goes into his Rotom Wash here, and I presume that it's just going to eat this Bullet Punch right up, if that's what he goes for. He goes for the Hone Claws! Oh, that's a huge play, wow! So now, I don't know, can Rotom take a +1 Zen Headbutt? I assume it can, because Rotom is a bulky little washing machine, but like, it flinched. Oh boy, so Rotom flinches on the Zen Headbutt, so now Rotom's going to go down to the +1 Zen Headbutt, and Luckily for Cheese, he still has the Dragonite under multiscale, so that's definitely going to be helpful for him, and otherwise, if he didn't have that, he might have lost the game right here. But Lucio is just going to go for the Meteor Mash, which is a good play. It's going to do a lot of damage, even under Dragonite's multiscale, and Cheese is going to go for the Earthquake, and I presume this is a Choice Banded set? That damage tells me it's probably Choice Banded, or Life Orb, but I don't see Life Orb recoil, so I'm going to go with Choice Banded. So Lucio decides to switch into his Excadrill, just sacking it, which I guess is a good play considering he absolutely needs the Metagross to win this game, and Cheese ends up not falling for the bait and switching into his own Excadrill, which if Cheese's Excadrill is Choice Scarf, it too can put in a lot of work. Although with us being a sand team, that'd be kind of a stupid decision. I'm anticipating, I didn't catch if that was Mold Breaker or Sand Rush, but it probably would be a Sand Rush drill, considering this is sand, but it appears that Lucio wins a speed tie and takes out the Excadrill, so that's pretty interesting. I didn't really expect what I thought was a bulkier Excadrill to outspeed Cheese's Excadrill, so maybe that was just a miscalculation on my part. However, Cheese does just go into his Tornadus T and goes for the knockoff, which does KO the Excadrill. And Tornadus T is proving to just be a massive threat for Lucio's team in this game, and that was kind of what I expected at Team Preview, and here we're seeing it actually act out. Now here Lucio goes into his Talonflame, and Cheese is going to sack his Tornadus to the Brave Bird, probably just making sure he didn't get off a Swords Dance, as a Swords Dance Talonflame at this range with Rotom gone could be a huge problem to Cheese's team. Another possibility is that the Talonflame has Will-O-Wisp, and if it was a Will-O-Wisp Talonflame and it predicted the switch into Tyranitar, that would be really bad for Cheese. As I guess we'll see here, if this is a Mega Tyranitar, I really doubt it. I would expect it to be maybe a Choice Banded Tyranitar or even a Sand Rock. Smooth Rock, there we go, Smooth Rock Tyranitar. But it is the Mega Tyranitar, so I haven't actually seen this in action since like XY, early XY, whenever I ran Mega Tyranitar. I literally haven't seen another one since I stopped using that team, which is kind of hilarious. Here, Lucio makes a good play and goes into his Keldeo, as Keldeo will outspeed the Tyranitar, of course, and I'd assume this is a Choice Scarf? I think a Choice Scarf Keldeo makes sense on this team. He goes for the Icy Wind. I guess we'll be able to judge by this damage. That's Specs. Okay, so we have a Specs Keldeo here. And now we'll kind of see what Cheese wants to do. He's going to be slower than the Keldeo, though. So he probably wants... Oh, huh? Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, okay, he's slower. That makes sense. Okay, never mind, never mind. So yeah, Cheese is just going to go for the Psyshock and take out the Keldeo here. And sadly for Lucio, he's not quite able to pick off the Latias, but he is able to get off a lot of damage on the Keldeo. And Latias will faint to one more turn of sand, so that's pretty nice. Now, Lucio is able to freely go into his Latios and just click Psyshock, which is a little bit risky. Just a little bit though. There's a small chance that Cheese would go into his Tyranitar, but more than likely he was just going to leave his Latias in to take the attack, and Lucio really didn't want to go for the Draco Meteor, of course, leaving him at -2. Now here, with Latios out, Cheese is free to go straight into his Mega Tyranitar, and I'm pretty sure it's going to just eat this up like it's nothing. Even if it is a Life Orb Draco Meteor, like that's doing absolutely nothing, and I assume it's just going to go down to a crunch, but Cheese goes for the Dragon Dance, which is an even better play, as now that will ensure that he outspeeds everything remaining on Lucio's team. So this might just be the broom from here, as Lucio is going to switch out his Latios because he kind of has to if he wants to have any chance of winning this game, and he sacrifices his Mega Metagross here, which tells me that this Mega Metagross did not have Bullet Punch, and of course having Home Claws kind of confirms that as well. That'd be kind of strange. But here, Lucio is going to go into Latios, and unfortunately, I don't believe it outspeeds Mega Tyranitar at +1, and that's going to go down to a crunch, and I believe this game is going to be wrapped up very soon. Lucio should have one Mon remaining. That might be Ferrothorn? Has that made an appearance yet? I think it has made an appearance. Talonflame, of course, of course. So here he goes into Talonflame, and he goes for the SD, but he has to pray for the miss here. And Cheese Boy is not missing Crunch, so that'll do a lot of damage. I'm not sure if that'll kill. It'll kill. Okay, okay. I underestimate Mega Tyranitar. It's thought of as one of the kind of mediocre megas, as it's too good for lower tiers, but you know, not good enough for OU at all, considering there are many, many much better Megas. But Cheeseboy used it very well in this matchup, so kudos to him. And congratulations to Cheeseboy on taking 3rd place in our March Madness Wi-Fi tournament. And of course, congratulations to Lucio Banaga for taking 4th place. Both of you will have your prizes very soon. And for all of you who are watching, thanks to all who participated in the tournament as well. And we should be posting the championship match between Styx and Masterinthewind here shortly. We are awaiting Masterinthewind to send us the replays from that match, so if we aren't able to get the replays, then we have one of the replays available at least, and we'll show that one and kind of talk about what happened. But those will likely be narrated by Styx since he was actually in the match. I decided to narrate these because I was feeling pretty motivated today, so here we go, and I hope you enjoyed, guys. I will see you later.